What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Don G, and this is the Coliseum Sports Show. And all I gotta say is it is a special edition today because it's my birthday, October 5th, y'all. And what a better way to celebrate it than watching a Thursday night football matchup, okay? So right now we got the Chicago Bears going against the Washington Commanders, okay? And man, all I gotta say is it actually isn't that great of a showdown. I'm grateful for football, of course, but I mean, both of these teams are lackluster. Washington is coming off of 2 straight losses. I don't think that's any better than Chicago coming out with 4 straight losses. I mean, they're both not doing good. A close loss to Denver for the Bears. It was 31-28. Close loss. A close loss to Philadelphia, 34-31. You know what I'm saying? And they actually got blew out by the Buffalo Bills. And I don't really believe in Buffalo. I mean, they're doing pretty good, but I mean, they kind of got exposed for kind of what Josh Allen does when he faces a good defense. He kind of like falls apart. So all I got to say is there's not much separating both of these teams. I mean, the offense, it looks like Chicago averages 215 yards passing. Washington averages 240 yards passing. Rushing is about the same as well, 119 for the Bears to 106 for the Commanders. Their defense, both defenses are giving up 350-plus yards a game. And they're identical. Both of these teams are very identical. Close losses. I think the Bears got blew out one time by Kansas City. I mean, what do you expect, man? I mean, that was coming off of the week where Justin Fields, I think, was saying that, like, hey, you might want to blame the coach, dog. I don't know. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. So the Bears are kind of falling apart, dog. I mean, they did better the very last one against Denver, but Denver didn't have a win. The Bears didn't have a win. That was the battle of the winless teams. And the Chicago Bears came out on the bottom. The one thing I do have to say is Justin Fields, for somebody who isn't getting a lot of praise and a lot of warning signals, you know what I'm saying, he technically is playing, in my opinion, better than Sam Howell. Sam Howell, the game that I did watch was his last game, he did look pretty good. But the week before, they said he did pretty bad. You know, he did pretty bad. So he doesn't have it all the way together there either. So let's just go over some quick stats. And that's kind of the tell of the tape for me. Yeah, it tells you a whole bunch about what's going on. So I gave you the defenses. The defenses and the offenses overall are pretty much identical. The quarterbacks, they kind of are different. And what I mean by that is Justin Fields right now, let's see here. I remember I looked this up early. He has 64 completion percentage with 861 yards. He does have 7 touchdowns and also 4 interceptions, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go back and check that. 5 interceptions. Wow. And that's the same thing for Sam Howell. That's what they do have in common. They both have 5 interceptions. But the difference is Justin Fields has 7 touchdowns passing. Sam Howell only has 4 touchdowns passing. I don't really like to go by yards and all this other stuff. I mean, they both aren't too far apart this early in the season. One has 861 in Justin Fields, and Sam Howell has about 100 more yards. What is that, like 25 yards more per game? It's not too much different. So the difference is Justin Fields is punching it in. He's scoring. It's him. He's the reason why his team is scoring. He seems to have the team on his back. I mean, even when you look at their rushing attack, their running back, Herbert, he only has 196 yards rushing. What is that, 50 yards a game? And he doesn't have any touchdowns. So, yeah, the star of the show is Justin Fields for the Bears. Say what you want, but DJ Moore does have 301 yards and 2 touchdowns, so he's getting his yardage. He might not be the best receiver in the league, but he's getting his yardage. He's getting fed the ball on 19 receptions. You could give him the ball more, according to that number, in my opinion. If it's only 19 and you have 300 yards, you might want to feed him the ball a little bit more through 4 games. So we've been in here for 4 weeks since the start of week 5, and If you're almost getting, I think that's 75 yards a game. That is not bad. But you only have 19. You telling me he's only getting the ball about 5 times a game? Nah, dog. You need to give him the ball way more. You know what I'm saying? More than 5 times a game. Maybe that's your problem, Chicago. Justin Fields, pass the ball, dog. Give it up some more. He's doing good. He's getting his yards. I don't know if that's yards after catch or it doesn't even matter, but he's getting his yards. So we need to get him involved a little bit more. You did trade for him. You did supposedly bolster the wide receiver core to help him. Well, allow him to help you a little bit more. Same thing with the Commanders. Sam Howell. You got to get McLaurin involved some more. I mean, he only has 212 yards. That's Terry McLaurin. That's your leading receiver. And we know he a dog. I mean, even though we beat the Commanders as a Cowboy fan, I know Terry McLaurin, Scary Terry, is real. We know. We've been seeing it since Ohio State. We didn't think he would be this big of a star, but he is definitely a star, and you need to get him involved more. Don't spread it out as much. What I like to preach is you have stars for a reason. You have playmakers for a reason. I believe in Michael Irvin. That is a playmaker. I can't get as excited as him, but you get what he was saying. That's a playmaker. A playmaker makes plays, dog. He's the best on your team. Feed him. He has 21%. What's up with this? These people only getting 5 receptions a game. That's crazy. Through 4 games, 21 receptions for 212 yards and 1 touchdown. That is sickening to me. That's sickening to me. He has less yards than more. So y'all need to figure that out, especially if people are thinking Sam Howell is on another level than Justin Fields. But I think this game will be a big telltale about because you start to realize who teams really are. The Washington Commanders went off to a 2-0 start at the beginning of the season and since then lost 2 games. The Chicago Bears, let's see here. They started off with a loss to Green Bay. That's a division matchup. It's going to be hard. And they had some quick turmoil against Tampa Bay and Kansas City. Like I said, they were trying to play the blame game. Kind of got a little bit better together, you know what I'm saying, against Denver and almost pulled out the win. They only lost by 3 points. So 31-28. They only lost by 3 points to that team. I don't think Denver's that bad either. I just think that they just, some people, luck is it plays a big role in winning these games. A lot of these games are 3 points or less or a field goal that comes down to the last drive or something. That's how the NFL really works, if we want to be honest about this. So we all need a little bit of luck. Early on in the season, even as a Cowboys fan, I got to be the one to tell you, I know for sure, just because you're great in the beginning of the season does not mean you're going to be great at the end of the season. It's very rare that a team shows you who they truly are at the beginning of the season. You might see traits and things of that nature, but you rarely see with majority of the teams who they are mid-season and the end of the season as opposed to the beginning of the season, okay? So let's see how this goes. This is week 5. This is going into week 5. We're done with the first quarter, I believe, of the NFL season. I think they have 17 games. So let me see. Yeah, this is like the end of the tail end of the first quarter of the NFL. So yeah, man. Hey, let's see who they are. Let's see who wants to step up, who wants to make a name for themselves. Hey, the Bear, if you want to have any chance of competing in your division and trying to have a good season, let alone make the playoffs, you got to get these wins. Washington is a scary team, but they are not juggernauts. Let's see what you got. Now, looking over everything at the beginning, when I first look at this matchup, they say that Washington has a 60.8% chance of winning. I wouldn't say all that. I would say maybe a little bit over 50% chance of winning. Based on everything I said, I'm looking for the Bears to win. This is going to be a hard one to call. I don't really want to make something when it comes to teams like this because you don't know who is going to win. But I factor in this. The Bears should be hungry. You do not want to be made a mockery out of by the rest of the league, man. Every week. Can we get a win some way, somehow? And it's not like they're not moving the ball. They're moving the ball. Justin Fields take care of the ball a little bit more. Maybe you're fumbling. Maybe you're not getting enough production out of your running backs. Maybe you need to run the ball a little bit more and throw a little bit more. Let's get a little bit more dynamic offense. Stop being so scared. Open up the playbook for Justin Fields. Maybe not so many like slants and check downs and stuff like that. Now you do have that, and you need that to play a smart game. But I do not think that this is a game that you can't win. That's out of your reach. It's the Commanders. They're still trying to build their identity. I do like Eric Bieniemy and what he's doing with Washington. I do see glimpses of a good team. I like their running backs. I really do. I really like their running backs. If Washington just decides to let their running backs handle the game, they'll actually beat the Bears. I'm not even going to lie to you, because I like both their running backs. They are scary. With Gibson and Robinson, oh, man. That's who I really think the people is, the identity, that defensive line with Chase Young and the running backs. But I got to pick. And right now, I say just based on the Washington Commanders coming off of 2 straight losses, I don't think that's too far off from 4 straight losses, especially when you're just beginning the season. You're not who you are in mid-season or at the end of the season. So let's see. Let's see if the second half of the second quarter of the season, the Bears can improve. And I'm going to pick the Bears tonight. I'm going to go on a limb. So who you guys got? This is the Coliseum Sports Show, where I'll call them as I see them. And as I see it, they're not too different of a team. Stay tuned, and I'll get back at you guys. Take it easy. And happy birthday to me. You dig.